It's halftime at one of the sloppiest games in West Virginia football history. Up next, we're talking about that and much, much more. Let's go.
I'm following like Voice of Morgantown and like
Sure.
What's up, West Virginia fans? My name is Brad Smith. I'm here with Bernie Mac. Bernie, that was an interesting first half, man. I don't know what else to say about other than interesting. 4 fumbles in the first half. Probably, we knew it was going to be sloppy, but that was sloppy to a different level. We're not going to win very many football games playing like that, right, Bernie?
Not unless we play Robert Morris every week. That was pretty bad. That was concerning, to say the least. But you look, like you said, we knew it was going to be sloppy, but that was a different level of sloppy that I was not expecting to see, especially after that first drive. So, I think Rich Rod, I would not want to be in that locker room right now, especially on the offensive side of the ball where we coughed the ball up that many times. So again, I think it's going to take some adjustments, and we're going to come out. We're going to be fine. I'm not worried about this game, but man, what a mess of a first half.
Yeah, we've been really excited to see Rich Rod's offense. We've been really excited to see Nico Marchiol, who I believe was really crisp. I thought he looked really good in the first half. But the supporting cast just has not been good. Jaheim White, the offensive line, in my opinion, man, has been really bad. Jaheim White has had really any space to do anything. Grayson Barnes, our tight end, who, we've heard so many great things about. He got the ball and immediately fumbled. So it's just been disappointment after disappointment. But for me, the thing that really stood out was, of course, the fumbles, but the offensive line, man, we just have not been dominating the line of scrimmage like I thought we would, especially against the Robert Morris.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I mean, it's definitely something that's a little more shocking, but look, we know Robert Morse's coach. He's a defensive-minded guy. He won a national championship at Miami. I mean, he knows what he's doing, right? So we knew that that's probably going to be his specialty on the side of the ball, and we know that they're going to try and put a focus on shutting down White, and they're probably going to stack the box a little bit. I thought they did a good job of that. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more like slot screens and just bubble screens and get our skill players in space. I'm surprised we haven't seen Gallagher. That's kind of been a little bit of a shock to me. But again, it's the first game of the season. We know that it was going to be sloppy. I think they're going to tighten it up in the second half. I'm sticking by my prediction of 55-10. I think we're going to see some changes. I think Nico, to your point, was really sharp in the first half. That first drive was flawless. I love seeing him, pull that option and scramble in. But it should be 28-0 right now. I mean, let's call it what it is, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is that we've given them several more possessions than they deserve. And, they were costly fumbles. It wasn't anything like that would have put us in any kind of defensible position. I think our defense have played well. I've been surprised to see how good our defense is playing. And I think, we should have had 2 turnovers. We have 1. But, I think they blew the whistle a little quick on that first quarter turnover. But, look, it's going to be a little bit for this team to gel. We've said that from the beginning, and this has definitely been a little unexpected with the sloppy play.
Yeah. To no one's surprise at all, most of the comments are about the fumbles. They have to work on ball security. Brandon Beck over on Facebook said 4 effing fumbles. So it's been pretty much the talk of the first half was the fumbles, unfortunately. We got Silas over on YouTube said the ball is like catching a greased pig. So yeah, it's been bad. And like you said, and I think everybody's thinking, we wouldn't want to be in Rich Rod's locker room right now. I'm sure this the exact opposite of what he wanted to happen. He said, we have to protect the ball. We can't beat ourselves. And that's exactly what we're doing is we're not taking care of the ball and we are beating ourselves right now.
Well, I also look at some of the positives, though, right? Like, I mean, fumbles happen in football. Some guys just put a hat on the ball. You can't really do anything about that. I'm not saying that's what occurred. I think probably 3 out of our 4 fumbles shouldn't have happened. I thought it was just bad mechanics. But that being said, you look at the positive, right? Like, we have a ton of skilled players. They're really good in space. I think everybody that's kind of come out today, we're really seeing what this could be as it fine tunes throughout the season. I like the play calling. I like the tempo. I like the aggressiveness. I like seeing a coach on the sidelines that's chewing people out. It's just a different Mountaineer team. And yeah, I mean, look, first game, bunch of new players. We all knew it was going to be sloppy. And if you take away the fumbles, that's really the only thing that, in my opinion, I think they've done wrong. I thought the personal foul call on the kickoff return was good. I would not want to be Harrington in that locker room either. That's not how you come out and try and redefine the program. But fumbles, yeah, it's sloppy. But when you look at the overall scheme, how we're playing, the aggressiveness, the speed, I think it's going to change. And typically when we play these FCS teams, right, we all know we're deeper. And we wear them down. It's always what you see. They might hang tough in the first half. And we've seen that not only against some of the teams we've played, but, it's kind of just how it works out when you have an FCS team play a Division I team. And it's always the same thing where you see these guys eventually get worn down, and we usually have a much stronger and better half. And I expect that to be the case in the second half. And I think they're going to make some adjustments. We haven't seen many deep shots. I think that's going to change. And I think we're going to just see a different offense, and it's going to be a little different in the second half.
Yeah, we'd love you guys to be a part of the show. Our call text line is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Give us a call or text at 304-315-4443. We'd be happy to have you guys on the show to hear your thoughts. JDL Drums over on YouTube says, play calls have been good. Nico has been great. Just got to hold on to the ball. I think that sums it up perfectly. Jonathan Gore says those are the athletes carrying the football. The play calling has been fine. I think the play calling has been good as well. So defense is dominating that run game. Yeah, I really I know Jaheim White has gotten a few yards in the first half, but I have been surprised at how little room he's had to run. Just been disappointing. I think that falls back on the offensive line again. One bright spot that I wanted to talk about, Bernie, is that it's been really nice and comforting to have Preston Fox back there returning punts. I think that's a real bright spot in the first half.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, let's also talk about, Preston Fox, let's give him kudos. Mean, coming back, he was a fan favorite. For him to come back, be the captain, I love that. But let's also talk about Breeden Siders. How about that guy? That motor in the bandit position, what he's doing in this game, he's really disruptive. And honestly, I like what I'm seeing from our defense. I think they're aggressive. There was a couple of really long third downs at Anfield Robert Moore should have gotten, just, giving up the edge and stupid mistakes. But that'll iron out as the season goes on and people get used to the speed of the league. And I think it's a good kind of progression. We play Robert Morris, then we play Ohio, and then we have Pitt, right? So it's nice to kind of go through that. But I loved actually seeing Preston Fox back on the field, and I love seeing Pat White and Old Devine on the sidelines with Rich Rod. It's exciting.
Another bright spot that I saw, and I'm trying to look in an optimistic way, right? An optimistic viewpoint today, Bernie, is that Cam Vaughn to me looks like he's special as a wide receiver. I know he had a fumble, but he's clearly a go-to wide receiver, and I think he is going to have a really special year this year.
Agreed. And I mean, look, he put a really athletic move jumping over and making that hurdle, and then got popped. And that's what happens. That's why they tell you sometimes not to do that, right? Because even though if you can do it, there's no logic to the fact that you should do it if somebody is coming over the top and pops the ball out, and that's what happened. Hell of a move, though. I agree with you. I think Vaughn, Some of the other skill players we've seen, I mean, I think White, that twitch, he's bigger, he's stronger. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think the offensive line needs to gel a little bit. I think I like seeing Nico on the edge blocking for that big 20-yard run that White had.
Yeah.
That's an advantage of having a bigger quarterback. And again, I think it's cleanup right now, right? You can't run full speed against your scrimmage teams. So, this is going to be a little different, even though it's Robert Morris, and it's going to just continue to happen. So everybody needs to chill out. I think we're going to pull away in the second half, sloppier than we expected. You take away those 4 turnovers, it's 28-0 right now.
Yeah, lots of great comments on here, Bernie. I just want to get to a few before the game comes back on. First, Marco was the right choice. Second, defense a little bit better. Third, the concept, the scheme of the offense seems much better. But you're going to fail if you don't have the football, of course, if you keep fumbling. Davin Davis over on Facebook. Let's see what the second half looks like before we blow it up. Yeah, I don't think we need to blow it up yet and overreact. I like this comment. Sorry, we just got a bunch of them. Oh, here we go. Jacob Dobbins, this is my favorite comment of halftime so far. Rich about to be like the dad from Friday Night Lights and duct taping the ball to everyone's hands. Yeah, I'm a big Friday Night Lights fan, so that's a great great message there.
Well, it also could be like the program after this. Remember? Where he's like, anybody else brings me this ball but you, and you're going to see a lot of these guys walking around with footballs in the classroom.
Yeah. Chris Mitchell over on YouTube says, you think he's talking about Jalen Henderson starts the second half. I don't think there's any chance that Jalen Henderson starts. I think it's pretty apparent by now that the talk about what Rich Rod was saying last week about playing multiple quarterbacks, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. He may bring in Henderson a little bit, but Nico's clearly the man. We've said that from day one. And I don't see any reason to take Nico out right now. He's had a fantastic first half, even though we only have 10 points. So, yeah, I don't think there's any chance of that, Bernie.
No, I actually responded to that. I said, Nico will be in until it's cleanup duty, and then maybe he gets Henderson some reps. But he's looked sharp. It's not his fault. He hasn't done anything that warrants him being removed from his game. I would like to see a few more downfield passes, test that secondary a bit. Especially with our receiving core. But, look, I think that's coming. Rich Rod's good at making second half adjustments, but Nico's the guy. And even just from the first half he played, if anybody's questioning that after a first half, you don't know football. He played a really clean, efficient first half.
Yeah. So on Facebook, Steve Miller said, brand new team, it's going to take some time. Yeah, every Rich Rod team, it takes some time, unfortunately. And it's just, there's some growing pains. But I'm positive that he's going to have things turned around here very soon. Bernie, game that looks like is getting ready to come back on soon. Guys, we will be on right after the game, having a post-game show immediately following the game, hopefully celebrating a huge victory. Bernie, any last thoughts before we bounce, buddy?
Yeah, can we talk about how ESPN Plus sucks so bad, and now you can't even fast forward through the ads to catch up to the game? That's a new feature they put in this year. I was sitting there, I was losing my mind. I couldn't even fast forward and hit play. Look, I know it's Robert Morris, but ESPN Plus has to do something about this coverage. It's terrible.
I don't know how ESPN Plus is as bad as it is. Paramount Plus, I don't know if you've ever used that before, that app, but again, really, I don't even know how they're in business because they're so bad. And this ESPN Plus is just absolutely ridiculous. It almost makes you not want to watch a game. It really does.
It was frustrating. I'm sitting here wondering if there's something wrong with my remote. I'm like, why can't I hit forward and play? And then it's ad. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah. But anyway, no, look, I would just say everybody be patient. It's first game. We've got a ton of new players. We knew it was going to be sloppy. It's first time running full speed. And, just got to bear with it, man. We're in a much better place than we were last year. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about that at the end.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining us for the halftime show. Join us right after the game, immediately following a big victory. Guys, let's go Mountaineers.
I'm following voice of Morgantown and
Sure.